I came to Bodytrack because in August of 2021, out of nowhere, I got a diagnosis of breast cancer. I was told it was very treatable. It was a very common cancer. So I had the biopsy done, and then a week later I had the lumpectomy, and I was lucky that came back clear, so I didn't have to have any additional surgery. 4 rounds of the AC chemo, which is known as the Red Devil, which is a horrible one. And then I had 12 rounds of another chemo weekly, which is Taxol. And then once I'd recovered from that, I had a month of daily radiation. I had a whole array of symptoms. I had headaches, muscle aches, the nausea was the big one. As well as the physical load, there was the mental load of, I think, having a chronic condition where you become weak and you sort of become very passive. Things are happening to you and you've lost that control. The first time I came to see Nicole, and I was in that daze phase. She was asking me all these questions and she seemed so knowledgeable. The fact that she was so matter-of-fact about it and knew so much was another thing where I went, this isn't just me, like I'm not by myself in this, because here is a woman who treats people all the time. So it made me feel less isolated. The other thing that she did in the first appointment that kind of didn't register at the time, and then I went home and I nearly cried in a good way. You know, we went through all the goals. She was saying, we want to try and maintain your muscle mass and just keep you going through this. And then she said, so once we get through all of this, like on the other side, what are your long-term goals? And then I went home and I was like, oh my God, somebody's already thinking about the other side of this. Because I was lucky enough to be able to come in twice a week during treatment, and even just from a social aspect, because pretty much I was going to chemo and then being at home. Certainly at the time, I actually think the mental advantages probably almost outweighed the physical advantages. On the days when I felt like absolute rubbish, I could come in and do something, and then I could always go home feeling like I'd achieved something. And it was a little burst of normality too, like going to the gym is what regular people do. And everyone that I've worked with here just seems to love their job, and they're really good at it. So it's so lovely to come into work with people who this is their thing. You can see the passion and the enthusiasm for it, which is just lovely to be around. It will not make you feel worse. I never once walked out of a session thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done that. They've got your best interests at heart. They want you to get better as well. So much is out of your hands and so much is seemingly going downhill and is going backwards or is scary. You can just come in and you'll be with somebody who will support you to do something, and you can turn around and go, I did that. I had an ultrasound and a mammogram about 2 weeks ago, and it came back with nothing there. Knock wood, fingers crossed. My oncologist has shaken my hand and said, see you later. With luck, hopefully that's it.